Hi everybody, and welcome to another video. I got a special unboxing video for you today. Let's get started and find out what we have. Alright? These products came from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And find out. Let's look at what we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and some paperwork. And it looks like they send you a bunch of stuff, other stuff along with the stuff. If you order from Smoky Mountain Knife Works, they give you a bunch of stickers. Here's Blades Are King sticker. Look like a Burger King decal, but that's pretty cool. They also send you a SMKW sticker, Smoky Mountain Knife Works sticker, pretty cool. Another Smoky Mountain Knife Works sticker, really cool. I'll be trying to figure out where to put those stickers on. Here is some other stuff. All new legal tender $2 bill salute. Okay. Some special products information. Some advertisements. That's all the extra stuff that they send you. Love the stickers, by the way. Good souvenirs. Now let's get into opening these knives. Alright, the first one is the Rough Ryder. Okay, and this one is the, it doesn't say on the box, it just says Rough Ryder. So let's open her up and see which one this one is. Alright. I don't know if it's focusing or not, but this is the fishing knife. That right there is raised up pretty high. I'm not sure why that's like that. I don't know if that's a sharpener or what, but it feels like a stone. Okay, let's open her up. Nice. Pretty big. I guess you can use this to fillet the fish. It's a fishing knife, fishing pocket knife. And what I like about this knife in particular is the fact that it has a fish degouger or fish dehooker right here at the point. Oh, surprisingly, this is a blade as well. Okay, so I guess you can use this to gut and clean the fish as well. And it has a can opener, or I'm sorry, a bottle opener here at the tip. Now, I ordered this because when I was in my teens, I had a knife like this. I forget what brand it was, but it was yellow. It had yellow scales. It could have been from, I believe it might have been from Marbles. um, and that knife was one of my favorite when I went fishing, because I love the fact that it had a degouger on it. Because every time I caught a fish, I always had problems trying to take the hook out of the fish's mouth, and I always used this to dehook the fish. But I'm not sure if I like the fact that it has a very sharp blade on this one, because I tend to use the knife with this part out constantly while I'm fishing, so that way when I do catch a fish, I have a fish in my hand and I can just take this and degouge the fish and then leave it hanging. But with this being a blade, I don't think I can do that. I'll wind up cutting myself. So every time I use it, after I use it, I probably have to close it back up and then hang it back around my neck or to the side. So not sure if I like that part, but yeah. Just for the fact that it has a fish degouger and it is a very cool knife, this will probably be among one of my favorites. The action, I say the pull on the blades, very easy. Probably from 1 to 10, this would the action pulling out being very easy, I would say it's about a 4 or 5. Yeah. And I like the fact that it comes with the bell where you can hang it on your belt loop or hanging around your neck. This is nice. And looking at it, for the price, I say the quality is pretty decent. There is absolutely no gap that you can see on the knife. Look, the blades all look like it's in there pretty good, pretty straight. There is a very little wobble. There is a wobble though. You can feel it in the hinges, but I think this one was around $14 or $15 or $16. I forget. But very inexpensive. Will be one of my prized possessions in my collection. Now this here, the reason I ordered so many was because this is actually the start of my collection. I'm probably going to be ordering 1 or 2 at a time per month to add to my collection. But this is basically, I'm not a knife collector, but I decided to go ahead and start collecting here and there. So this is the start of my collection. Alright, that's the first one. Let's go to the second one. Here is the Rough Ryder Classic Carbon series. Okay, you can see it's a yellow composite scales. Let's open her up. Love the box. Comes in a magnet lid. Nice felt lined interior box. Definitely be saving this box as part of the collection. Tell you what, the packaging is very impressive. For the price I paid for this, I am very, very pleased. Here's the Now these are Whitler knives. They are mainly used for whittling. The main blade. This is a little stiffer to pull out. I would say on the scale of 1 to 10, it's a 8. I don't think the blade is as sharp as what I felt on the fisherman's knife, but there is some oil here. This is carbon steel, so it's gonna have some oil on it to prevent it from rusting or patinaing too soon. There's a lot of oil on there. Okay, but the shape of this knife is for whittling, and I definitely will be carrying this in my bushcraft bag. It comes with 2 other blades that are pen blades. They're identical, the same. For fine detail work. Having 2 identical blades is good because while you're whittling with one blade, and if it gets dark, dull, you can switch to the other blade, and then that prolongs your ability to keep whittling on. Okay, and before you have to sharpen all of the blades again. But I think with proper sharpening, this would make an excellent tool. As you can see, the lining of the blades in the scales is pretty decent, pretty even, pretty straight. There is a very small hairline gap there, but very acceptable for the fact that this knife only cost me, I think like $17. I ordered it directly from Smoky Mountain Knife Works, so I found that the prices were very competitive to vendors, secondhand vendors. So now these brands, the Rough Riders, are Smoky Mountain Knife Works brand, their own house brand, and then they contract factories in China to produce it or manufacture them. But these knives are produced by Smoky Mountain Knife Works, an American retail company. So, love this knife. Definitely it will be one of my favorite bushcraft knives for the price. I'm sure Case and other knife manufacturers make higher end products, but for the price, you can't beat this quality, folks. Very nice. Trying to give you a detailed look at this knife. I don't want to move on too fast because I want everybody to take a very good look at these knives. It has a very good half stop, very stiff. Yeah. The Fisherman's knife did not have a very decent half stop that I could tell. I'll go back to it and show you. It doesn't have a half stop. It doesn't. It just goes straight to full open. Okay. It's a straightforward, very old-fashioned pocket knife. All right, let's move on. To the third knife. This one is from Rough Ryder Patriot series. And this also has a magnetic lid. Also has a nice felt lip lined interior on the box. And here is the Patriot series Rough Ryder knife. This one is in the canoe style. Trying to give you a very, very good look at this. I am so far very impressed and liking the quality of these knives, the way it looks. There's almost absolutely no gaps. And if there were, I would not be that upset, because the imperfections to me is what gives the knife a character, especially in this price range. I'd look at it as just part of the deal you get when you're buying budget knives. But the fact that it is comparable to higher end knives when it comes like this, almost near perfect, I would say this is a bargain and a steal for the price you pay. All of these knives that I'm showing you today are under $20. And to me, to get this quality, it's just amazing. Today, for today anyway. You know, especially when you go to the store and buy case knives or Boker knives or Eastern, Great Eastern cutlery knives, they go into the high teens, 60 to 150 to 200. Some even go all the way up to $300 for just a folding pocket knife. That's kind of ridiculous to me, but people are willing to pay that kind of money for the reputation and build quality. To me, okay, the action not as smooth, but acceptable. It does have a half stop. Let's look at the blade. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if it's focusing properly, but this one here is inscribed, "Give me liberty or give me death," on the pen blade. That is what is inscribed on the blade. Again, not sharp, but it can be sharpened to be used practically. But knife like this is more of a collector's item, because anytime you have blades and knives that have inscriptions on the blade, you really don't want to use it daily. You don't want to really use it as prescribed. What a knife should be, how you should be used, is more of a collector's item. Because if you use this knife, more than likely you'll wear out the inscription, the engraving, or scratch the blade up, and then you don't have a nice look to the blade, or be able to read the inscription properly as you get older. So knives like this, you want to definitely just keep in your collection as a souvenir. But that's the pen blade. It comes with the main blade. It does have a half stop. Action is okay. This one is inscribed "Freedom." And again, pretty nice. I shouldn't really be using a paper product to wipe the blade. It'll give scratch marks on the finish. This is 440 steel. And give you another look. I like to call this blue. I coined it myself, coined the phrase myself. I like to call this colonial blue. Since it's the theme of the knife is patriotism. Patriot knife series. This is a canoe style. Love this knife. It's very beautiful. And I like to call this blue colonial blue. I don't know what the professionals or the manufacturers call it, but I like to call it colonial blue. So if you ever hear somebody repeating the word colonial blue, you heard it from me first, folks. Okay? Alright. Love this knife. These are the knives that I've chosen out of many knives that I've looked at because it appealed to me the most. Alright, let's go to the last one. Love the packaging so far. This one is Rough Ryder from the Old Southwestern series. Love the box. Love it. Alright, let's open it up. Kind of fell out of the little indentation there. But again, felt lined, foamy inserts. Let's take it out. Oh, yeah. It is by far the heftiest and the biggest knife so far. Oh man, that is just beautiful. I have to say, it is everything I expected it to be. It is a gem. I love it. Again, just almost near perfect workmanship. All of these knives are made in China, but supervised and produced by Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And you know they're not going to accept garbage, you know, because their reputation is on the line. You know, they're going to supervise and make sure that decent quality is made or insured, so that way they can keep on selling these products. And because they're made in China, they're very inexpensive. They are half the price of low-end models made in the USA. I would venture to say that you can buy a case knife for about $60 these days. Their cheapest ones, or maybe $50. But these knives here are less than half of that. Like I said, all of these knives I'm showing you today, I bought less than $20 from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Delivery wasn't too bad either. It came, I ordered these 2 days ago. The day before yesterday. And it came today, so I'm very pleased with that. You know, actually, it was supposed to come yesterday, but FedEx kind of took their time, and it came 1 day late. But still worth the wait. This pattern is not smooth. It's raised graphics. You could actually feel every texture in the design. It's not cheap print. This is not just a stickered pattern. This is actually engraved into the scale, and you can feel it. It's just the turquoise. Oh my God, beautiful, love it. And I picked this knife because it did remind me of the Southwest style. Love the fact that it kind of reminiscent of the Hispanic, Spanish, Mexico, Texas, also Native American type of artwork and design. That's what really made me look at this knife. Made me really just say, wow. Let's go into the blades. That's one. That's two. This one feels a little sharper. And here's the clip point knife. And these are, this one in particular, I believe is a Stockman style. The blade says Old Southwest, from the indicating Southwest, Old Southwest series of knives from Rough Ryder. This is the Stockman. The actual style of the entire knife is called the Stockman. And none of these knives are razor sharp, but I am positive that you can get them sharpened to razor sharp if you're going to use it. But I don't think I'll be sharpening any of these. I will probably more than just strop it, because I don't want to scratch up the blades trying to sharpen it myself. So I would probably strop it to give it a little finer edge. But none of these knives are going to be razor sharp. You're not going to be able to shave with them. But the fact that you can use this as a regular knife, for basic cutting tasks, they're just beautiful knives just to hold in your hand and look at and admire. And also, I mean, if you want to use it, carry it every day as an EDC, they're beautiful knives to carry around and use as knives. Okay. I am really impressed with the quality for the money that you pay for. Very satisfied so far. Absolutely no play on this penknife here. Absolutely none. Oh, rock solid. Rock solid. Yeah, very impressed. I love it. I love it. I know I keep saying this, but this one will probably be one of my favorite collectibles. My favorite. This one probably one of my favorites for whittling my bushcraft. Probably will be my one of my favorite folding knives for bushcrafting. One of my favorite collectibles, as this is. I love the fact that the way it looks, and the Patriot series just gives me that feeling of the old colonial days. Love this knife. Definitely will love this fisherman's knife. Practical, very beautiful. Sorry if I'm taking too long with this video, but it is 4 knives, so I'm taking my time showing them off, talking about them. Take them all out. Four beautiful knives, guys and gals. That is just so impressive right there. I'm not really sure why this is raised up like this. That part I'm not too keen about, and it's not very. It's very rough. It's almost as if this is like a sharpener or something. I'm gonna have to look that up and see if that's supposed to be like that, because there's no way I can carry this in my pocket without this stone kind of material tearing up my pocket inside. You know what I think this is? Oh yeah, you know what? There's a groove right here. I'm almost positive this is a fish hook sharpener. Yep, I bet you that's what this is. Cause the knife, a fisherman's knife that I used to have when I was a kid or my teens, did not have that. And this, like I said, feels like a sharpener type of material. And I bet you that's what this is. It's for sharpening your hooks. Oh, I love it now. Yeah, definitely going in my bushcraft bag as part of my fishing survival kit or whatever. Colonial. The Patriot series. I picked one instead of collecting all of the ones from the series I could have, but I picked the one that I liked the most, and this is the one that I felt like was the most patriotic looking, because it's the canoe. It looks like an American Indian native canoe, and that's why they call it the canoe style. And to me, this just captures the whole colonial days of American history. And to me, this is the true Patriot knife. Okay. And I ordered this, one of the first ones I was interested in purchasing, because this was a Whitler and it has more to do with bushcrafting and outdoor stuff. So I may actually go ahead and sharpen this to the point where I can use it as a Whitler. Yep. And if I ruin the blade, I just go and buy another one to keep in my collection, because that's how inexpensive this was. This was probably one of the more expensive ones out of the bunch. I think it was like 19 bucks. Oh, I'm sorry, $17. I also first time member and purchaser through online, so I signed up and got 10% off. I used a link from one of the guys on YouTube videos, and I got 10% off. So and this one here, man, it's just so pretty that I may just carry this around as piece of jewelry in my pocket, just to have something that I could just fiddle with in my hand. It feels so good and looks so good. I love it. It's like a piece of jewelry, and it's so elegant. It feels really good. It really does. You can feel the smooth textures of each carving in the scale. Love the turquoise, you know. Love it. Just awesome. Yeah. Probably very functional if I sharpened it, but I don't want to risk damaging the inscription on here, you know. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know why people take knives like this and purposely put apple cider vinegar on it and patina it on purpose and stuff like that. I don't know why people do that. To me, that's just so crooked to do that, to make a knife look old on purpose. It just feels like it's trying to fool people into believing that they are antiques or more valuable than they are, and that to me just does damage to the whole knife collecting hobby. You collect knives like this. If they get old and rusty and patinaed because they become old, that's one thing. Then you can respect that. But when you purposely patina it and make it look antiquish on purpose on a brand new knife, that to me just really falsifies a lot of things. And to me, it just hurts the hobby. Because, you know, you want to collect something like this and keep it in good shape as long as possible. Because let's say about 50 years from now, somebody will look at this knife and say, well, for the condition that it's in, I would say it's pretty highly valuable. You know, I might have bought this for $15, $16, but 50 years from now, when they have stopped making this, if it's in really good condition, it may be worth 2 or 3 or 4 times more. You never know. But then if you take a knife like this when it's brand new and you patina it and you mess with it and you artificially make it look aged, and then 50 years from now, who would want that? I wouldn't want it. I would want it to look as pristine and original as possible, right? So I really wish people would stop doing that. I mean, if you want to take a cheap knife and do that and enjoy it while you have it, and you really don't care about collecting knives, and you just want the knife to look rustic and this and that, oh, that's fine. That's your prerogative. That's your personal property. You can do whatever you want. But to me, if you're collecting knives with the possibility of it later becoming valuable, and you want to be able to sell it and stuff like that, you don't want to falsify things. You want things to become natural. I hope I'm giving you a very good look at these knives. These knives are the star of the show, so I'm trying to give you a very good look at these. Sorry if the video is dragging on, but if you like looking at knives, I want to show you off the knife. Okay. And I'm glad I figured out that this I do remember now, vaguely, that someone in one of the videos that I watched, this is a fish hook sharpener right here. So now it's coming back to me, and love it now. Now that I figured out what that's all about, I love it. It doesn't have the half stop action, but you could tell this is a very utilitarian knife. I take it back. This, I would say, out of all the 4 knives that I looked at, this one appears to have the best edge. It's funny because this is the cheapest knife out of all 4 of them, and yet this one has what feels like the sharpest blades, even on this dehooker. Oh, that is really sharp. So I would imagine, yeah, if you want to use this to gut fish and actually use it on fish, yeah, you would definitely want it to be. Oh, I could feel the hair cutting off. Yeah, it's not razor sharp, no, but definitely the sharpest feels the sharpest out of all 4. and surprisingly, it was the cheapest knife. It didn't come in the fancy box like the others with the magnetic lid. It just came with this. But I think it came like this because this is actually a utilitarian knife. This is actually a knife designed and made for use out there on the field to use on fish. And it was sharpened accordingly. So yeah, this is definitely going in my, you know what? I'm going to put all 4 of them in my bushcraft bag because to me, instead of carrying mementos and unnecessary things, these are the things that I would carry as mementos, but they're also functional. You know, if I come across something, like if I want to go fishing, I would take this out of my bag and put it on my clip or wear it around my neck. If I wanted to sit down and just look at something nice, I would pull this out and just fiddle with it. If I want to do some whittling, I pull this out and whittle with it. If I want to just have something to like give me some motivation, some entertainment, just stare at this knife, rub it in between my hands, and just wow, what a great morale booster just to have something like this to have in your hands. But I probably wouldn't be going to these knives, the collectible ones like these 2 right here with the inscriptions on the actual blade itself. I probably won't be using them to do anything with. I just be having them to cherish them. So definitely would love to just carry this around just to have something beautiful to have instead of wearing a nice bracelet or necklace. No one will see this in my pocket, but I would know that it's there, and it would definitely be something that I would cherish right here. So mainly these 2 right here going into my bushcraft bag because they're purposely built. This one is definitely, out of all 4 of them, the most practical because I feel as though it has the tools and also the blades are the sharpest feeling. So I would say this is probably the most practical and most useful knife, especially if you're going fishing with it. And this one here, definitely will sharpen this up so I can whittle with it. And like I said, if I scratch up the blade or make the blade starts patinaing or rusting because it is carbon steel. I think all these other 3 are 420 steel. I'm sorry, 440 steel. But this stainless steel, and I think this one here is the carbon. So if this one starts rusting and this and that while I'm using it, but I still want it in my collection, I'll just order another one and leave that unused and put it with these. Put it with these 2 right here as these 2 right here as collectors. All right, so thanks for watching this video. 44 minutes long. Wow, I really got into this one. But yeah, highly recommend these knives. They look beautiful, that's my opinion. But these are the 4 that I am starting my collections with. So I probably hopefully I'll collect 1 or 2 a month. I'm not going to be collecting expensive case knives or Great Eastern Cutlery knives or poker knives. I may in the future purchase 1 or 2 from each company just to have something that is high quality, high end. But far as collecting multiple knives, I'm going to stick with Rough Ryder brands. To me, they look beautiful. To me, they're very high quality. a lot of experts that I've watched making videos on these knives, some of them have complained that the case knives quality is not what they used to be. Some of these high-end named companies, they're not as quality as they used to be, and these right here compare with them far as quality build. Now, as far as material wise, I can't speak for that. Those other high-end companies may be using real stag and 100-year-old oak wood and all kinds of fancy real bone and this and that, and so that may be the reason they cost so much more. And also the steel is probably better and this and that. But as far as build quality, I'm impressed with this. These are the knives that you can use and abuse, and you don't have to worry, or lose, you know, and you don't have to worry too much because they didn't cost that much. You know, if I was a ranch hand making, you know, low-end money per year, I'm not going to invest a couple of $100s on a pocket knife that I probably wind up losing out in the field somewhere or damaging while I'm working with it. I'll probably buy something cheap just to get certain things done. You know, if you're working with knives constantly, you're not going to use pocket knives anyway. You're going to use fixed blades. You're going to use utility blades, knives, machetes, axes, and things like that to get the job done. But to pull out occasionally to maybe cut a string, open a package, or whittle with while you're sitting around the campfire, this is what common people would use, or people with sense would use, because in actuality, you're not going to worry about losing this or breaking this or abusing this, okay? Because it didn't cost a couple of $100. It just cost less than 20 bucks. So you're not going to worry about this. You know, you lose it unless it was given to you by your grandfather or your father, you know, and has a sentimental value. If you had just purchased this, and you're not going to worry about losing this. So that, to me, makes it more valuable because they're going to be used, unlike the high-end knives like Case or Boker or Eastern Cutlery knives. Those are knives you don't want to lose because they cost you quite a bit of money, and you definitely don't want to abuse them, because if you damage it or scuff it up or this and that, you know, they're expensive knives and you don't want to do that to them. So you are less likely to actually use it. Whereas to these knives here, you can use it all day long and not worry about them. And if they get scuffed up and damaged, you just go and buy another one and keep those pristine and brand new in your collection. And while you have the other one that you use every day, you know, that's my philosophy on collecting knives. You tell me what you think. I'm going the cheap route because they're just beautiful to look at. They are, to me, gives just as much satisfaction as holding a very expensive knife, because they're just so nice. Like I said, I may in the near future go ahead and collect a few high-end models just to say I have them, and I'm sure I'd be just as pleased with them and cherish them as well, just because that they are so well made with such good materials. But for collecting, here we are. This is the start. Thanks for watching, guys.